Welcome to the Collector Cave, and today we have a rare release here from Mezco. It's another Gomez figure, this time Void Wars Red Eye Night Edition Gomez. This thing sold out within minutes. This is the first time I've ever actually got a Gomez that wasn't on a wait list. I've not wanted them, they came out, or I just missed them. And they sell out so fast, and it's a Mezco exclusive. So you can't get it anywhere else except on Mezco's site or secondary market. So I feel fortunate and privileged to get this guy. So the least I can do is just kind of review him for you in case you didn't get him or don't want to spend second market pricing on him. So first off, the box is really cool. Mezco does a great job with their own IP figures. This is a part of Rumble Society. For those of you that don't know, Gomez is kind of like Mezco's like mascot, and they have a whole line of figures, and Rumble Society is the name of those lines of figures. So this is kind of a space version of Gomez. They released, I think, was it last summer, or maybe last summer, MezcoCon was Gomez, the red and white version with the mech, which I didn't get. The mech, it was just too much. I don't have room for it, and the price was too high. I think if you were actually at the MezcoCon, you could get just the figure. He was red and white, kind of looked like Mork from Mork and Mindy, I thought, the get-up, the jumpsuit. But this one's more like classic sci-fi, 50s sci-fi, cool cover art here. If you look at the side here, this is like pure Star Wars. He has a cloak and this laser sword, which looks like a lightsaber. His shadow there almost looks like Vader, I think, if you kind of look at it with the cloak, the cape. And then we have the same thing in here. And he comes with Grub, the little mini, the Mezit. And he's dressed in the same garb as Gomez. So pretty cool look. So let's go ahead and get this thing open and take a look at what's inside. So every Mezco figure comes with this 1/12 collective instructions. It talks about product care guidelines, and it mentions that this is for ages 18 and up. It's for collectors, it's not a toy. And then we have some directions. This does have batteries. The batteries go in this sword. The little thing here called Boom Boom, which is Boom Boom's another one of their mascots. It's typically the boom box that the Mezit has. And so this Boom Boom powers this sword with batteries, and then his head comes with a helmet to breathe in space, like an astronaut helmet, which is red. And then down further, we see here how to plug in the batteries. And the batteries do give us the type. It's LR41, which is good to know in case you need to get batteries for this. And then he has a respirator tube, shows you how to connect that. And then the rocket pack, which reminds me a lot of like the Rocketeer, the design of it. And that is magnetic. So almost like a Hot Toys, a mini Hot Toys. It's magnetic to the chest armor that you put on. So the chest armor goes on first, and then the rocket pack connects to that. So let's go ahead and look and see what we have in the container. Okay, so here's Void Cadet Gomez, Red Eye Night Edition. And this is the top layer. This Gomez is a little different. He's got a gray skin. He's like a cockroach. They typically have the brown skin. This one's got gray skin with red eyes. Looks really cool. And then there's like 16 hands, I believe. 16 or 18 hands. Tons of hands. And then here is that body armor with a nice bright V for the Void Wars on the chest. And then this blaster looks straight out of like Flash Gordon. And this thing is called the PEA, which is Proton Energy Atomizer Blaster. And then there's a little holster for it. And then a second head sculpt with some attitude. So that's pretty cool. And then the second level gives you more of the effect pieces. So here's the helmet. It's two parts. It pulls apart to get him in. Blast effects for the jetpack, and then a bunch of effect pieces for the laser gun, that pea shooter. And then here's the sword that lights up from Boom Boom right here. And then there's the jetpack, which looks really cool. And a couple other pieces, the rebreather tube, and then maybe for the pistol. I'm not sure what that is. We'll have to look and see. And then finally, the last layer, you got the cloak. which is wired. And then you have a cool looking base for Gomez, a Void Wars base with a cool look. Man, it's so Star Wars. It's like Mezco is close as they can get to the Star Wars license without having the Star Wars license. So it's pretty cool. And then there's a little grub. He looks really cool. He has his little Void Wars shirt on, and then 2 batteries, which go in boom boom. And then your posing arm. And then this thing here is to help you get the batteries in and out, I believe. They work okay. It's nice that Mezco gives us that. And then the 112 collective bag to hold these accessories in case you don't want to keep the packaging. The packaging is with a smaller size. In fact, this barely fit in that box. It was bursting at the seams. So small packaging, which is nice to see from Mezco. So let's go ahead and get everything out and see all that he comes with in detail. All right, so here is just about everything that this Gomez comes with. The Void Cadet Gomez. I don't have the hands displayed because there's literally 16 different hands. So 8 more sets of hands plus the 2 fists he has on. So if you own Mezco or a Gomez figure or you've seen them, it's the same types of hands pretty much that you get with every Gomez. So I'm not going to pull those out. But boy, there's a lot of cool things here. If we zoom in a little bit, there's a look at that jetpack. It's painted really good. Like it's like a gray with some graphite. A little metallic paint thrown in there. And then there's the booster effect pieces for it. Here's the boom boom, which the batteries go into. And then I guess this wire must really be a working wire to light up the laser sword. So I'm curious to see how that works. And then you have the rebreather mask, which is actually called a DSR, which is a dimensional spelunking respirator. Dimensional spelunking respirator. That's pretty cool. And then you have the helmet, which is 2 pieces, and this little neck piece goes, you take Gomez's head off, and the neck piece goes on, and then you open this up, put the head back on, and then this goes around the head. There's actually holes in the top there for the antenna, his antenna to come out of. So that is really awesome. He comes with this helmet. I love it. And then these cool effect pieces that I think with some light behind them will really light up pretty neat. Very 50s feeling to me, sci-fi. And then here's a little grub. Kind of hard to see. I'll get him. Let me pick him up here. Here's a little grub with his little Void Wars shirt on. Mine's a little off, unless his head is just off. Let's see here. See if I can get that guy better. Yeah, that's pretty cool, though. He has red eyes, just like Gomez. Little grub, little Mezit. And then the awesome Void Wars base. That is so cool. Great job by Mezco. And then here's that cloak, which we'll get a couple shots of him with that cloak. And then the armor, which is really cool. This red pops. It looks so good. It's a darker red than the chest, though. That chest looks really good, too. And then there's that P blaster, which is, you know, very sci-fi looking. Very 50s sci-fi. Super cool. And then the holster. So let's go ahead and look at Gomez's articulation, because for Mezco figures, Gomez kind of sports some of the best looking, the best working articulation out of all their figures. Okay, before we hit articulation, just kind of want to take a look at the details on this figure. Those eyes are really cool looking. They're bright red and they're kind of metallic. The camera's actually doing a pretty good job of picking them up. And then this face is just kind of like the neutral face. And then this Void Wars sticker, it's very rubbery, printed on this fabric material. It's very glossy. See the light hits it. It looks really good. I'll probably have his chest armor on most of the time, but boy, that red really pops good. It'd be good for pictures. And then he has these pauldrons on his shoulders, almost like he's like a commander or something. You know, captain of the Void Wars. So this stuff is, I think, glued on, and it's, I hope it stays on over time. It kind of worries me a little bit, but again, it's very thick rubber material that's been glued on here. And then the belt is rubber. This belt looks like it doesn't come off. I haven't messed with it, but you know, it's pretty cool. It's got the side pouch there and everything. Pretty neat, done well. And this is just all fabric material. The boots here are a rubber type of material. If I can get this thing to focus. Some nice red lines at the top, and then on the bottom, boy, if we can get this thing to focus, you can see the Mezco symbol down there. I think it's a Mezco symbol. Let's try and get closer here. Boy, it's hard to tell what that is. I think it's the M for Mezco. Yeah, most of the time, Gomez has shoes. The bottom has like the M for Mezco, and then the back is pretty plain. So articulation for this guy. These figures are articulated pretty well for having cloth goods. So his antennae are on ball joints, so they can move, and really you can get a lot of subtle attitude with how the antennae are done to make him look, even though his face isn't changing, you can make him look different. You know, kind of inquisitive, up like that, down, kind of like focused, ready to go. So pretty cool there. And the head is on a ball joint and the neck is on a ball joint. So, I mean, you get some massive, look at that. He looks down almost the whole way. And then back, he goes way up. Awesome articulation. And the arms, of course, go up. And because it's this fabric suit, there's really no worry about tearing anything because of the fabric. He has the bicep swivel, double jointed elbows, but surprisingly, the elbows only go a little bit past 90. Not that far, surprisingly, for a Gomez figure. And then ball hinge wrist as usual. The chest, because he has this V on, there's no actually, the upper torso doesn't have its independent articulation. It's just at the waist. So I'm actually surprised. I only own one other Gomez, so maybe that's normal for Gomez. But yeah, he just has the waist articulation, which brings him down. Actually not that good for a Gomez figure. And back a little bit. But I mean, it's doable. And then, of course, he can kick way up past 90. Double jointed knees, which are, you know, really good. And then the feet are really good too. If we can, there's up and then down and then side to side. I'm not getting very good articulation here. And then up, really good. And the rocker, really good rocker with this Gomez figure. Sometimes ankle rockers are not that good for Mezco figures, but this one is really good. So really good articulation with this guy. So let me pop off his head sculpt and put the other one on, because the other one, he's got a really cool look to him, really mean looking. Let me zoom in here. You can see his teeth there. They're indented pretty far, but you can see his teeth right there. He is angry. That is a cool look for Gomez, for Void Cadet Gomez. And then if you get the antlers, or the antenna going down, looks really focused. Very cool. So let's go ahead and get some of these accessories on and strike some poses. Okay, before I show some accessories on him, I want to show how to do this. This was really difficult to get these batteries in. So with Boom Boom, what you got to do is you have to take it and then you pull the bottom part down. It's not easy. In fact, I can't even do it now. It's very finicky. But that opens up, and then, boy, this is all crossed up. It opens up, and if you can see here, it's really hard to show. But there are batteries. Yeah, you can see the batteries. You can see them right there. They were super hard to get in. I put them in backwards the first time, which always happens. And to get those things out, this little device they give you to put them in and out, and this wouldn't work. I couldn't get the batteries out. I had to use my little trusty screwdriver to pull them out. And I got them in right the second time, so it works. And then you just simply turn this on switch on here, close this back up. Well, see, this wire wants to run in. It's very, this is very finicky. I see it not lasting long, the way this is designed. I mean, it's a miraculous that they could get batteries in something this small, but to get it to not be ruined, and then it lights up down here. Let me turn these lights off. See if we can see what it looks like with some of these lights off. Yeah, so it lights up. I highly doubt these batteries last very long, as small as they are. But it lights up the end of the laser sword. Pretty cool. Again, nothing I'm going to be using, but it's cool that they have the engineering to do this. So let me turn this off and then get some poses with this guy with some accessories. All right, so here's Gomez with some of his accessories. Got the laser sword, his pea shooter. I've got his chest armor. I've got his helmet on, and if we spin him around, we've got the jetpack, which is magnetic, put on as well. And it just literally just pops off with magnets here. And then we got Boom Boom plugged into the back there, hooked on the belt. And then we've got his holster for his pea shooter hooked on the belt as well. I'll say this, I've had some bad success with Mezco belts as of late. These belts, they just don't want to stay connected. This one does come apart. It's right at that last pouch, and it just supposed to plug into like an end, and it just doesn't want to stay connected. I have a heck of a time with it. So maybe if you have success, you know how to work these belts, let me know in the comments, because I have issues with mine. The other minor issue is this helmet doesn't want to stay closed all the way. There's a little bit, it's supposed to connect and clip, but it just got a little bit of gappage there where it connects. But otherwise, it looks pretty cool. It's red, and yeah, pretty cool looking figure. I'm a little concerned about the straps, the Velcro, or the straps here connecting the armor, the body armor, that they're pulling or tugging on these shoulder pieces that are glued on. I just worry if I leave this body armor on over time, if they're going to kind of pull at those and maybe make them come off. But regardless, you know, pretty cool figure. And I can put these booster pieces on here real quick. Just see these just go in, yeah, like so. And then it just clicks on his back, just like that. And now he's taken off. Let's go ahead and get a shot with him with his rebreather on. Okay, so here's Gomez with the rebreather on. It took quite a bit of futzing to get this all on. The rebreather mask, the lenses, really difficult to put on. His mandibles have to go through the holes in it, which was not easy, but I finally got it. And then I got the rebreather hose connected to the mask, and then it connects right into the back of the chest armor. So it's like he's flying through the air. This is actually one of the promo pics on their site. I was able to kind of recreate what we saw on the site. So that's kind of cool. The belt has been a massive problem though. This thing, it just keeps falling off. Mezco needs to do something to make those belts be better, because it's just constantly falling off. It's hard to see here, but there's a hole there, and boy, this needs to go into this hole here, and you can do it kind of easy, not on the body. It connects pretty easy, but once you get on the body, it's really difficult to try and connect that right there. It just pulls right apart. So let's go ahead and get the cloak on him and see how he looks with that. Okay, so here's Gomez with the cloak on, and also the pea shooter with one of these special effects, which looks really cool. I'm not sure if you leave this up, if gravity won't play a factor in maybe this arm losing stiffness because of the weight of this. But if we put some light behind this, let's see how this thing looks. Yeah, it looks really cool. Very cool effect. And then getting the hood on Gomez was tough because the antenna, there's holes in the top of the hood. I realized afterwards these antenna can actually pop off, they're ball joints. But I put the antenna through and then put the head on underneath. But it might be easier just to pop the antenna off, put the hood on, and then pop the antenna into the top, make it easier. I kept the belt off because it just keeps falling. But yeah, it's wired. It's wired on the sides, not the bottom again. I wish Mezco would wire the bottom of the capes as well. But really cool look here. Let's try another effect piece. All right, here's the secondary effect piece that the laser comes with. That's actually pretty cool too. I believe this is a new sculpt for an accessory. Same with this one here. I think they're both new sculpts. Unless they've come with other Mezco figures or Gomez figures that I'm not aware of. But yeah, that's a pretty cool look. The blaster, he looks really cool shooting that. And there's the final effect piece. If I can get this thing to focus. It's not wanting to. Yeah, there it is. Really small piece firing out. Pretty cool look though. Different ways to use the blaster. All right, and there's Gomez completely hooded with the cloak coming down. Really cool look. Very cool. Let's do some size comparisons. So here's Void Cadet Gomez next to the Gomez from the La Cucaracha Casino release, which is like a James Bond version a couple years ago. This is the only other Gomez I have. I got him on a wait list about 2 years after he came out. So I was really happy about that. But they look pretty cool side by side. You can see quite a bit of difference there with the skin tones. This one's got the yellow eyes. This one's got the red. So quite a different look for Gomez, which is really neat. I like it. Here's Gomez next to Dr. Doom. We'll try and get this more level here. They're close to the same height. Doom is 7 inches. I haven't measured Gomez, but they look pretty close here. Two hooded, cloaked figures. Looking really dapper. And then here's Gomez next to Mr. Freeze. Gomez is actually a little taller than Freeze, which is kind of crazy to think. You thought Freeze might be a little taller, but still a pretty cool look. Side by side with two guys with red eyes. So at the end of the day, is this Gomez figure worth it? I think for the price that he was, I think absolutely. I think aftermarket, probably not. He's... you know, if you have one Gomez, a lot of the stuff, the hands are all the same for the most part. The body is the same, but it's definitely a different cool look. More of a sci-fi version of Gomez, which is pretty neat. Comes with 2 head sculpts. I like the one I have on with the teeth, probably the most. And then you get some, you know, cool accessories like this backpack, which is backpack. This jetpack looks really good. It even has a little Mezco signal or symbol in the middle there. I'm getting closer here. Yeah, the Mezco symbol on the backpack. That's pretty neat that they did that. And the fact that it's magnetic and goes on that that chest plate in the back is pretty cool. So yeah, cool release from Mezco. Again, fortunate that I got it. And let me know what your guys' thoughts are on this figure. Again, my biggest issue is this belt. The belts just don't stay on for me for some reason, which is disappointing. I hope Mezco revisits the belts at some point and figures out a way to connect these better while they're on the figure, because it's just really hard to snap this in place for some reason. Even right now, I'm having a hard time snapping this in place. There we go, got it. Doesn't want to stay though. Anyway. Let me know your thoughts, and we'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.